The idea for the book came from my father in 1993, 94 actually, and he'd already spent 3 or 4 years writing the book and sort of not really getting much further with it, which is when we got involved. So myself and Pauline started to work on the material he'd created, and it took us 3 years to pull it all together, and eventually in 1997 we put it all together. We got it into book format, and we took the book actually to a number of publishers who offered us a pittance really to publish it. And my father, being my father, sort of said, well, blow that, we'll publish it ourselves. So that's what we did. We decided to publish it ourselves. So we laid the book out ourselves, and we found a printer and had 1,000 copies of the book printed, and sort of that's history, as it were. We launched the book at the Pig Fair in, it would be May 1997. From the launch at the Pig Fair, we then went out to World Pork Expo, and we took a large stand at World Pork Expo. We had 20 books on display on lecterns for everybody to see, tied down so they didn't get stolen. So that was the US book launch, as it were, and that went very successfly. In those days, there were an awful lot more pig farmers. In 1997, there were over 3,000 pig farmers in the UK. Today, it's probably 800-ish. The second edition drives on from the first. In fact, the focus of the book is all about managing pig health, and the idea being that if you manage the farm correctly, then the pigs will remain healthy. You won't have disease, and you don't need to treat them. And that was the focus of the book. Obviously, the title of the book was called Managing Pig Health and Treating Diseases. So that was the original focus. What we've done with the second edition is to increase that focus even further. Obviously, we're a number of years down the road now. There's a lot more experience and knowledge on management and husbandry practices. Welfare's moved considerably forward as well since the first edition. So the focus has been more squarely on the managing pig health element, and we've tried to reflect that in slightly the subtle renaming of the book and dropping the treating disease element. So the second edition is just called Managing Pig Health, a reference for the farm. The original book was published in English, Chinese, although that was online rather than necessarily in print publication. Korean and Spanish elements of the book were done in Spanish. The second edition, we'd certainly be looking to get the book translated into Chinese, Russian, Portuguese for the Brazilian market, and also looking at Asia. Obviously, the key pig markets in Asia now, with Korea, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, are all areas where pig production is growing and where the book's very, very relevant. So we'll be potentially looking for partners for publishing the book into those languages. Yeah, from a personal point of view, it'll be fantastic to get the second edition of the book out. Obviously, it continues the work that my father started many, many years ago. The pig production's changed quite considerably over the years, and we have been working on this for a long time. And finally, we're getting to the point where the book will be ready, and it will be great to sort of launch it this summer and get the new book out there. And we're really looking forward to that.